Oh, come on,
Shut up.
quick.
Right, so just a... Oh, help I was streaming. Shut up. Right.
Oh,
So we're just going to be going over a couple of things. Streaming? There we go. Right, okay. So, first things first is activity. Yes, it's improved, but there's a wide range of officers that aren't active enough. It just seems to be the same officers on duty all the time. We need more people to be active. Obviously, some reasons you can't be. You've got school, you've got work. That's fair enough, but it's mainly during the peak time hours that we want you to be active, which is not, it tends to be just after school and just after work. Um, yeah, if we need to start seeing improvements in that area. Obviously, that's more aimed towards people that got the activity warning uh, on Sunday, Saturday, on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. If we could see improvement in that, that would be great. Um, Clock and time on the MDT. You need to always make sure that you're pressing the let me just pull it over. This nice green button here to start clocking your time, and then pressing the red button as soon as just before you go off duty. Um, that will record your time. Yes, I know the duration's inaccurate, but I could still work. Fuck. I could still work out your time through them too. Yeah, look. Um, so from now on, if you leave it clocked on or you forget to clock it, that's just not going to be counted. It's shit, yeah, but there's no way of me knowing that you've actually been on duty unless I've been on duty myself, which was the case for one of the promotions last week. I seen them on all the time. They just didn't clock many hours on the MDT, which they got a promotion, but I also issued them a verbal warning, a VC, to start clocking the time. Otherwise, it won't happen again. So that's gonna be as of Saturday just gone. Um, New uniforms. So uniforms are changing. Student constables, yours are staying the same. Sorry about that. I know you all love the yellow high-vis vests and the white shirts. Um, Constables to senior constables, you must wear this white polo with either the black vest or the high-vis vest. And I'd prefer it if everybody wore the vest that has the rank on, so that it states the rank across your chest. Um, so there is two options. You've got a black option, you've got a high-vis option. Um, Senior sergeants, sergeants to senior sergeants, you have this nice blue polo with the Met logo. So to change the logo, you just you select the white shirt, uh, and you go across. Is it called? What's it called? Anyone know what the third option's called?
Textures.
Textures.
Texture.
Yeah.
Texture.
Change the textures, which will change the color and change the logo. Um, there's two options of this. You've got a thin blue line, a British logo, and a Met logo. So senior sergeants use are the Met logo blue shirts, and Bronze Command you are the thin blue line blue shirts. Again, you must ensure you're wearing your vests as well. Vests are to be worn at all times. You can take your vests off inside the station because obviously it's a safe place. But as soon as just before you leave the station, you must ensure your vests on. Silver Command, you have the nice black shirt with the thin blue line logo. Um, Uh, as you could see down this left hand side, there's been quite a lot of things updated. So, body cams, everybody must. I know I say this every week, but some people still don't have them. So everybody must ensure they've got body cam, whether that's medal or even just the Xbox gamepad thingamabobby. I don't think you could see that, so I don't mind pressing that. A roleplay that's been added into there, so you are expected to have a high standard of roleplay. I don't think that's actually that big. Okay, that's further down. Um, uh, yeah, so every document issued by the MPS, if you're caught using it on a criminal head, it will be reported to Gov. Because we've had so many situations recently where there's been people on the crim heads. I'm not saying it's officers, but it just seems a bit sus that there's criminals doing bank robberies and they somehow know our rules of engagement. They shouldn't know our rules of engagement to begin with. That is not public information. Um, it's private information that is issued to officers when they join the force. As soon as you get access to the important documents section, you get access to all the rules of engagement.
I just want to add,
Question.
just from a community
Oh.
management perspective,
Mhm.
if you come across criminals doing that, then just clip it, because I'll come down on them like a ton of bricks. That can't happen.
Yes, Ron.
Question. If it was an ex-police officer that knows rules of engagement that is a now criminal, what do we do about it?
That's fine then.
Nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do about
okay.
that sort of situation, no.
No problem.
It's just that we were having issues of, I know I think it was a clip of bank robbers, and then I think there was a PC there dealing with it, and then I think one of the robbers was like, "Oh, look, he's white t-shirt, he's not
It
pistol
was me
trained."
dealing with that.
Yeah. And so he was like, "Oh, he's not pistol trained. Let's just fucking shoot him or whatever."
Yeah,
and it's just that's stupid.
That's one reason for the uniform change, just so people can't identify who's pistol trained, who's not. But if you are pistol trained, you need to ensure you've got a gun holster on. You can get two holsters. You can get one that's quite subtle, which is on your hip, and you can get one that's quite obvious, which is on your leg. I go for the leg one, but that's my preference. But you can go for the one on your hip. That's up to you. Updates to the... I don't want to go through all this, but I'm just going to give you a quick thing on the more important parts, which is there's a new thing introduced where you get reduced hours. The Gold Command have a set list of things where we can authorize reduced hours, and the reduced hours will be based off of your rank and how many hours you are currently made to do, and the requirements that you need from us. Obviously, if everybody starts requesting that, that will be reviewed, and that could possibly be removed. Yeah, you just open an LOA ticket if you need reduced hours, and just put the reason and put the duration of them reduced hours. Right, when you're off duty, you're not allowed to go out on patrol. You're not allowed to go out in any sort of police markings. That's not realistic. Because in real life, police don't even travel to work in the police uniforms. They get changed at the station because of their safety. I've updated some on there, but I don't know what it was. But yeah, you can anything that's updated on here, you can have a look at it yourselves. Rating. Right, so if you're doing any sort of pursuit and a suspect runs into a building, you are allowed to follow them, but you are not allowed to search the building. The only reason you're allowed to follow them is to arrest them and escort them out of the building. If they have a weapon on them and you can't find that weapon, you're still not allowed to search, but you can exit the building, wait outside, request for a supervisor to come and request a warrant in the law firm Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you need to join it because that's where everything's going to be going down at. So just go down to the MPS warrant ticket and open it. Before the warrant's valid, it has to be signed by Gold Command and by a judge before it's valid. That was the only thing that was added into that severe rule break, and if you've got staff permissions, then you to freeze it. If you've got that ID, you must freeze them. You're not to shoot them. I can't remember what I added into there. Probably this bottom bit somewhere. Oh no, never mind. Radio. Yeah, I'll let you look through that. That's just the same.
Don't spoil it, Sanders.
Yeah,
Don't spoil it.
That's fine. Okay. So RPU are getting their own use of force document, which is going to be published soon. I'm just getting a few stuff put in, and then yep. We'll go through suggestions last. There you go, Jazz. Your turn.
Aw, thanks. Right. This is mainly for anyone in RPU, anyone interested in RPU. We have introduced a new subdivision within RPU. This is going to be called APV. That stands for Armed Pursuit Vehicles. It is going to be a kind of mix between SCO and RPU, kind of. These people will basically be trained RPUs units, but they're going to have guns because they're going to be
not guns.
not the combat. It's going to be the combat PDW, and I'll explain the rules later. But you're only allowed to use it, obviously, in armed vehicle pursuits. So if someone's just left a bank robbery and they're firing at other officers, this is when APVs will take primary in pursuits and use their rules of engagement stuff as well as their RPU training. We're basically combining those into one subdivision where they will take primary in that pursuit. I'm gonna go through all the details on that right now, like the requirements and shit. So the requirements, you're gonna have to be at least senior sergeant. You have to be at least pistol trained, and obviously you must be able to follow commands by commanding officers, seeing command. And obviously you have to be an RPU because it's an RPU subdivision.
Probably put that in.
So
Is that going to require applying for separately then?
yes,
Or how are we
I've
gonna
already made an application. I'm gonna edit it and stuff like that. So head RPU will go through those applications. So the training wise, training is going to be done by SEO because it's going to be the use of force. You're going to have to be running through the use of force guidelines. But that's about it for SEO. I think RPU, head RPU will be doing training sessions, stuff like vehicle maneuvers, stuff like that. But it's mostly going to be SEO. The head of SEO are going to train you, or an SEO member. So the rules of the subdivision. So you guys who are going to be in the subdivision, you can't act like SEO because you're not. So you can't go around breaching stuff like that. You are only to use the gun you've been provided with in those pursuits, in armed pursuits. That's the only time you can ever use that gun. If you're responding to shots fired, use your pistol. You're not allowed to just whip out the combat PDW to do stuff like that. So yeah, vehicle pursuits. So the way we're doing it, so 2 APV trained officers will have to be in a vehicle. You can't drive around alone as an
Together.
APV. Yeah, you have to be in a vehicle together because obviously if you're driving, you can't shoot. It's not allowed. So you're gonna have to roll in pairs. Only one APV can be out on the road at a time because armed vehicle pursuits are not the most common thing in the world. So only one will have to be out at a time. I think actually I'm not gonna spoil that. The call sign. So in terms of call sign, I don't know how Sanders feels with it. I would just do normal Oscar Tango call sign, but I don't know if you've seen STO, me and Clarkson normally roll around as Trojan 1. So I think in brackets it would be a good idea to just do Oscar Tango, for example, Oscar Tango 2 in brackets APV.
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know that you're an Oscar Tango unit, but you're rolling out as APV. You're going to be using your APV training. You're going to be in an APV vehicle if we ever get those eventually. Stuff like that. So I think that would be Sanders, is you okay with that? Just
Yeah,
having
that's
just
fine.
APV. Yeah, so just having APV in the call sign. I think that's it on the
Is it going to be like
subdivision.
so is it like an APV driving and then an SEO officer as the passenger? Is that acceptable, or is it?
It's just going to be you can do whatever. It's just going to be 2 APV trained officers.
Okay.
So I don't know. So I don't think we're allowing an RPU driver and an APV
No.
passenger. I think both has to be just APV. So they have to be trained in APV.
Okay.
I think that's it for the subdivision. Is there any questions about the subdivision? You can start applying soon, by the way. I'm just making that thing now.
Who's the head of RPU?
The new head of RPU is Inspector Scott.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a deputy here. We'll figure that out. But
I have a
Scott,
question.
yes.
So you said regarding the use of the weapons in the vehicle, it's not permitted unless you're at a pursuit, i.e. a
Mhm.
bank or whatever. What if you're patrolling and individuals pull up alongside you with guns?
I mean, again, that's just you use it to your defense.
Yeah.
So
Right, okay.
as long as you're following the correct use of force, it's fine. but the only limitations you have really is that you don't take priorities on banks. You do not breach banks. You're not going to be trained to do anything like that. That's basically the main rule. You don't take any sort of role that SEO19 would take. So instead of SEO19 take a priority on a shots fired vehicle, so like a vehicle speeding around, shooting the weapon, that's going to be now tasked to RPU, and they're going to do it situations like that.
So basically, SEO's more kind of foot issues
Yeah,
rather than vehicle issues.
more ground issues. Yeah, or
Okay.
if it's a so APV, they're going to take charge of like super vehicles, like fast vehicles that RPU can't, not RPU, SEO19 can't keep up with. That's really your task. So if SEO19 can keep up with the vehicles, then they will deal with it. But there's nothing stopping you from assisting, because
Yeah.
you're going to be trained to deal with that situation. So you can assist for vehicles. You just can't assist for like the groundwork, such as bank robberies and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, the issue was that SEO19 and their vehicles cannot keep up with like high speed vehicles, and so we thought it'd be well, actually, Velasquez, it was his idea. He thought it'd be a good idea to mix RPU and SEO. But yeah, the main issue was we don't want people running around
Running and
with,
gunning.
yeah, basically with the guns acting like SEO, because they're not. They're only meant to use, obviously, as Sanders said, use them to your defense, stuff like that. But don't go around acting as if you're SEO and stuff like that. So what was the other thing? Right, just a few other things not to do with the division. So taser trained. So you must be taser trained before you're pistol trained. So obviously you can't go for a pistol if you haven't got a taser, stuff like that. And if your taser's removed for whatever reason, then your pistol is going to be removed as well, because you have no non-lethal option to go to. If say if I had my taser removed, my only option would go for a pistol, and we don't want people just to whip out a pistol.
So basically, your only option is going to be your baton or
Yeah,
retreat.
we want a non-lethal option to go to. So obviously, if your taser's removed, you're gonna get your pistol removed as well. I think Sanders said RP needs to be improved in
Yeah.
general. Not for everyone. It's just the majority of officers we want RP to be improved.
It's just we want to see some RP extended. We don't want people trying to get rid of scenes quickly and trying to get onto the next thing, or because that's where we're ending up. We're sitting around for hours on end waiting for something to happen. We don't want that.
And sorry, Sanders.
Go on, sorry.
It was I don't want people to go for arrests, if you get what I mean. I want to be we want to sit there and RP the situation properly instead of running around and going for arrests and stuff like that. I don't think that's not always good RP,
No.
if you get what I mean. It's just the case of that basically. And as Sanders said, just rush into the next scene. We don't want that. We just want a really high quality of RP in general.
With that said, though, with state zeros, they are always going to be the priority. If you're doing something, you drop it, and you respond to that state zero. So if that means you've got a suspect in cuffs, you get the name and you release them, and you'll get them another time. Because at the end of the day, the officer state zero is going to be a major thing. It's going to be an officer's life in danger, or something along those lines.
Oh, to actually add on to that, if you've accidentally pressed your panic button, and you know it's accidental, and you've realized, oh shit, press panic button. Say on radio, say disregard panic, accidentally pressed it. Just let everyone know to disregard it, so you don't get 10 officers showing up at your location, stuff like that. So just let everyone know that it was an accident. Just disregard it, etc.
I've got a question. If you've tased someone twice already, but they're still a massive threat to one or another officer, are you then allowed to tase again?
No, right.
No.
So with the taser, as soon as you tase them, you should be getting them cuffs on that person. I've seen quite a few things. I should have probably brought this up as well, but I've seen quite a few clips recently where there's an officer tased somebody, and they've just stood there and done nothing after they've tased them. The whole point of having the taser is you tase that suspect, and you get them cuffs on before they get up, because at the end of the day,
You run over and tase them straight away.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, they're just gonna get up and start running again. So
Yeah.
with the fixed animation, so with the old animation, you used to be able to see the cuffs go on that suspect straight away, even if they were still in the tasered effect, like the ragdoll effect. But now you can't. So as soon as you as soon as you tase them, put the cuffs on, but only press the cuffs once. Otherwise, you're just gonna release the cuffs again. But yeah, you shouldn't really be tasing a person more than once, to be honest. You should be able to get them cuffs on. Unless there's a big crowd of people and you feel really unsafe in that situation, just back off. Like, you don't have to, if a situation's too unsafe, you don't have to stay there. You can back off and go to it at a later date. And another thing with Gary J, actually, I've seen a couple of clips where there's a couple of officers just sat in the car park waiting for stuff to happen. Stop sitting in Gary J. I'm sick of telling people, because that is just where people go to chill out, and it's where people go on to either be cocks to each other and just punch each other. There's no point, because that's not roleplay. That's not gonna role. That's the basically not wanting to roleplay with anyone. They're just wanting to sit there, chill out, and have a crack. And sometimes, yes, punch each other, but yeah, it's shite roleplay. You're not getting anything to do, but that's up to them at the end of the day.
Oh, sorry, I haven't said that. It's okay to do drive-bys, like just maybe
Yeah.
drive by Garage because it is a hotspot. But we
Yeah.
mean just straight up sitting there, maybe sitting across the street. It causes more issues than it solves, and people
Yeah.
get really pissed off. And that's when stuff starts happening. That's when officers call for backup. That's when like 5 more officers show up, and it pisses everyone else even
I've
more.
got
And
another
people just don't like it.
question. Sorry to interrupt you. It's sort of off topic in a way.
Alright,
This happened earlier.
at the end of the meeting, we'll be going through everybody just to see if they've got any questions, suggestions, and stuff.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
No worries then.
Yeah. But yeah, just stop sitting at garages. Make sure you're patrolling around. You don't have to stay in that area. You can go down to like the beach and patrol that area, because there is quite a lot of drug deals in that area. Or you can go up to the casino, where there's again some drug deals up in that area. There's no issues with you responding to drug deals. Obviously, it's supposed to be CID investigations, but you can go there, search them under section misuse of drug.
One.
No,
Oh, sorry.
it's
Just drug it.
20. Is it 23? Yeah, section 23, misuse of drugs. That gives you the power to search somebody if you've got reasonable grounds to. So you've had a thing to say there's somebody dealt drugs in that area. That gives you reasonable grounds to search that person. Alright. Yeah, is that everything, Joz, from your side?
The last thing was just if senior officer gives you an order, you have to follow it. As long as it's reasonable and it's lawful, you have to follow it no matter what. If an senior officer tells you go jump off a bridge or something, obviously that's unreasonable. Don't have to do it. But if they're telling you to maybe back off a bit or something like that along those lines, you have to follow it because it's a reasonable demand. It's just following the chain of command, really. That was the last thing, I think.
No, the last thing we're gonna do before we ask people about like any questions and stuff is go through suggestions, because there has been recently quite a few suggestions put in, so I thought this would be the best time to go through them.
I've got one.
We're gonna go through the suggestions channel. See if you want to put it in there, and we'll have a look.
I believe there's already one in there if you scroll down a little bit.
Alright, one sec. Right, I think these have already been addressed. Stuff like this. That's declined, that one, because Discord. That's what we do. That's what we're doing here. That's Discord is basically your email. That's how we communicate with each other. How a panic button for the main entrance. I did watch that clip, and in my opinion, that should not have happened. Like, they shouldn't have been there trying to bait you out, because that's cop baiting, in my opinion. That whole video there, that should not have happened. So yeah. That's if you want to get more immersive with the impound of vehicles,
Join the AA, because that's
yeah,
their job.
yeah. We're supposed to call it AA, but yes, at the minute it is quite of a mess. But they are trying to like fix it and deal with that situation. So that's a no as well. Correct. Nope. Create a new state number for leaving scene immediately. for? Awkward walk up here.
Okay, say number for leaving a scene immediately.
Yeah, you can just say you state 5 to another scene, but we don't want to add states because at the minute we're just using like the actual real state codes that I used. If that makes sense.
If I want to leave a scene immediately, and I want others to leave a scene immediately, and if you don't want people to hear that, I normally say, "Oh shit, I've got to go state 5," and then I'll say on radio, maybe state 5 to that bank robbery, even if there's no bank robbery.
Mm-hmm.
I just make up something to leave immediately, and people don't really question it.
Yeah. With the prison transport bus, we already sort of have that, which is the police van. So that's what we use to transport prisoners. As you could see with the convoys and stuff.
I can add the old one if you want. The big fuck off massive one.
It's textured to be American though, isn't it?
No. Do you know the one that I added in for like 2 days?
G4S one.
No.
The Sprinter, the
Yeah,
Mercedes
but
Sprinter.
Sprinter.
Hang on, I'll send you a picture. It's not that.
Is it the old one that we used? I think I know the one you're on about.
When it was when I added in the bomb disposal truck. It was the one
Yeah. It would make better RP for coming from a court, I think.
There you
Might
go,
have to
guys.
leave
You're seeing it from your server owner. You're allowed to shoot any Italian fans.
This one.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
What I wanted.
That one.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the command center. Yeah.
That's
That's
not fucking command center.
That looks
That's
like
not-
a command center.
That looks like
It's
the command
not.
center.
That's a prison
not?
bus.
It's a prison bus.
Bus.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, please, if that's alright.
Cool.
So where's it
Give
gone?
police a fighter jet.
Yes, please give us a
Give
fighter
police
jet.
a fighter jet.
I
You
approve.
deleted my message in there. I put oh no, I didn't. I put that in OSC text. Hang on. I put something else in there that was actually valid.
Right. As we get more officers on duty, notice. Would it be possible to have a... So with this, it is already sort of in. If you're on an active priority, which is like free go pursuits, you are free to go on to another radio channel if there's 2 priorities active at the same time, if that makes sense. So we've got 2 radio channels. We've got 99 and channel 100, which are like the main on-duty channels. So you are free to go onto them channels if there's more than 1 active priority on. Introduce a reward screen for officers to show. Yeah, so if we can have accommodation down duty duties and follow up sentencing time. How long? I believe 1 to 2 weeks would be great.
I have a few ideas for this anyway.
No, yeah. So as long as we can get ideas, I'm all for reward systems and stuff. But the money like giving officers more cash, it's not really a reward.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We don't want
Yeah.
it. It's not
don't
gonna be
do it.
cash.
Yeah.
Nobody, other than CID, nobody even uses the cash.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we don't use cash anyways, and yeah.
Right. Do you want to make it so you have to pay for your own cars and then you can
Yes.
customize them and shit?
Yes, but they need to
I'm
be
not
stupid
against that, yeah.
expensive.
No. So make them realistic. Like so PSSO cars make them £1, so anyone can get them.
Yeah.
But for example, traffic cards like 40-50 grand or more. Don't know. But basically make it so you have something to spend your money on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that'd be really good.
that gets to the problem of, oh shit, I can't afford a car.
Yeah,
What am I gonna do? I can't patrol.
Yeah, but then you get the PSSO car for free.
Yeah. So
But
you
then
got to go around
wouldn't
in a
that
shit car.
wouldn't that like what if RPU don't have enough money for an RPU car?
Trust me, they will. You really make enough money if you do your like 3 or 4.
Jack shit
If you
anymore.
like 8 hours as a PCSO, getting 1,000 every 7 minutes, you'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm just wondering, do you know if there's a situation where we desperately need an RPU out and they're like, I can't afford a car.
Well, then they can go.
I mean, there's no issue with them coming to us and being like, okay, I can't afford this car, but I need it for this.
Yeah.
They can put a request in for a car, and we can buy it for them, I suppose. If they can't
We
afford
could
it.
have it so like you need special authorization from a supervisor to take out that vehicle, and then if you want to use it just casually, then you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, so pretty much the system means that officers can upgrade their own cars as long as they actually buy them.
Yeah. Does that? Are we going for with?
Oh, fuck's
Would
sake.
this be buying it every time you want to take the car out, or would it be?
No, just you buy it and you have a
buy it
personal
once and-
garage.
Yeah, that I like that
Yeah,
idea.
okay,
That
yeah,
I like.
I thought we were on about buying it each time you want to get
Oh,
out.
No.
Yeah,
Like
no,
once.
I like that.
So then we'd add a garage, like an actual garage, say, to next to PD, where you could then go and get your own personal police vehicle out.
Yeah.
and do it that way.
Can we just put it underneath PD? Do you know how we've got that
Yeah,
underneath?
yeah,
car
of course
park?
we can. Yeah, anywhere. We can put it anywhere.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
stick it
Yeah,
just there. We better, I think. Also implement RP tick sheet. Who was that? Right, have a laser tag where can call a GPS cell units responding. Is that possible, Wilsey?
What?
Sorry, you're not showing it. Mate. You're showing the wrong thing.
Oh shit, dickhead.
That does not sound.
Right.
Isn't that just the waypoint?
It's.
And plus, you just call out the street name anyway.
I know. With India 99, they can place like markers down that
Nope.
only they can.
Sorry, the marker doesn't work. I tried doing this when we went over to the island. It briefly appears for a second and then it just disappears. But the driver can see it.
I'll look at something.
Alright, thanks.
Yeah, we can look at that.
So like a beacon.
Cheers.
Hi.
While you're here, I did also want to say, I think someone's passed it on to you already, but the current police camera system, every helicopter has access to it, not just the police helicopters. Personal owned helicopters have access to it too.
Well, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
every helicopter you get in has access to that camera
Rosie,
system.
I've told you this.
Ah, big yikes.
That's
quite
an easy fix.
That's quite funny.
That's an easy fix. Just one other thing. The police camera system got changed. The old one was much better. I don't know if it was changed because it was too OP.
Which one?
The old one. There was an old system for the thermals where you could actually see people
we
inside.
took that off.
Okay, fine.
It's
Too OP.
not realistic. You can see through you can see through a fucking.
Yeah, no, true. You can see through like 3 meters of ground. I agree, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, and then the other one, I just saw that we added a tick sheet for the helicopters to take off, and just in my opinion, it seemed really too exhaustive and a bit far.
To me, sorry, they implemented it for better RP, but to me, you're just sitting there doing slash me's.
You're RPing to yourself.
That's to me, that's not RP. That's just you're just sitting there. Just
Interrupting your ability to play a video game. That's
yeah,
what you're doing.
it is just RP for yourself, unless there's a co-pilot, no one's going to really be watching or anything.
Yeah, I think it's more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There is putting your hands up in the car, because there's been multiple like situations where they'll step out the car because we ask them to step out the car, put their hands up, and they'll like pull out an axe or something.
Well,
I advise you to step back, give
Yeah.
space, so they can't just go through.
At all
That's
times,
like-
you should be trying to leave space between you and a suspect, anyways, unless you're going in for cuffs. And even
Generally, they leave, I think, IRL, they leave about 12 feet between someone and then they've got time to react.
Yeah, because you with the shout system, you can leave like absolutely loads of room between you and a suspect, and they can still hear you. So as long as you're on shout, you can just leave some gap, leave some distance between you and that person, and you'll be fine. I think that's where we need to focus on, to be honest.
Oh, sorry to add to, not really add to it. I've seen a couple of officers doing like traffic stops, but the traffic stop is them just they're pulling up beside the person and they're just staying in the car and they're just shouting through the window. That's, in my opinion, that's not a traffic stop. That's you should be pulling up behind or in front, getting out of the vehicle, going to the window, not like pulling up next to them and just shouting through the window. That's not a traffic stop.
So the primary officer should be pulling up behind, and then the officer, if there's an additional and it's like that person's got a one on them, that's when the other officer should be pulling up in front. Because that you're probably more than likely be trying to box them in to make sure they don't escape. But yeah, I think this has already been looked into to get a save feature for close in the locker room.
Oh,
please!
I've been looking at it for fucking. Actually, I found something, but I need to work on it.
No,
you want to link me at Wellesley and I can work on it, mate?
Yeah, so that's
no, it isn't dev at the moment.
That is being looked into.
Would it be possible as well if we have the new CIDC building up at 9393? If we could just have a clothes shop and possibly like a wardrobe just placed in there, that's all. Like, that's all I would want.
It might be getting taken out.
All right, okay. Well, in that case, it's fine. It's more just that's the like somewhere where I don't have to like try and hide what clothes I'm like putting on in case someone sees me go in there as police and then sees me going in there and changing my clothes around when I'm trying to set up different outfits. Like, just a hidden clothes shop would be nice for us.
Yeah, if just the the amount of pressure it puts on the server, pretty much. That's the main thing.
Yeah, the new CIDSCO building, it's cool. It's a nice thing, but it's not necessary. I'll be honest, we don't use it that often. I can't speak for SEO, but as CID, we use it.
We've used it for training. That's about it.
Yeah, we use it for grabbing the unmarked cars, but other than that, that's about it.
I've interrogated one person there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we've had
I
like 2
used it.
meetings with CIs, and that's all we've done in that building. It is not
Wow,
used.
you've actually offended me now. I put a lot of time into that. Can you even use it? Wow.
With this suggestion, we'd put your hands up in the car. I don't think that's going to be possible because with GTA, if you press the X muscle, you hide in the car, which is the same muscle that you use to put your hands up. So I don't think that's going to be possible. But what you can do instead is just request that they turn the engine off, roll the window down, put their hands out. And what they should do is /me puts hands out, and then they shouldn't reach for anything as soon as the hands are out the window.
Sorry, Science, can I just do the next suggestion? So to make it so body cam is constantly uploaded to the cloud, right? If you do that, obviously, oh my god, I'm choking 1 sec. If you can't RP that, if you do /me, if you die and then you RP the video automatically uploaded into the cloud so you can use the video, you can't use that. That's not allowed. You have to get an officer, or if you get NHS, you have to get someone to grab that body cam off of you. You can't RP uploading it to the cloud because in real life, unless your video's got a kill switch, there's no way to stop the video if you're dead. And it's just not realistic if the video automatically knows when you're dead, so it just stops and uploads. It can't do that. So just the only chance you get if you want to use body cam is get someone to get it off you, but obviously that's going to be their choice. You can't tell them to do that.
What I would like to add to that as CID is I'm going to see if I can get something looked into for this, but just in general, making sure that every officer knows to if you get to a scene and an officer is down, always check to see if their body cam is running. Like you don't have to be particularly trained for it. Just go over to them, crouch next to them, and just like do something like checks me if body cam, like /me checks if body cam is running, and if they say like /me body cam is running or something like that, do /me takes body cam, that kind of thing. Obviously, if a gang does like /me destroys body cam or someone does that and destroys your body cam in RP, obviously you can't do it from there. But if you arrive on scene and there's an officer down and they their body cam is still running, you can take their body cam from you on them and recover that footage for CID, and we can look into it from there.
And then the person dead, person on the floor who's dead, for example, if I was dead, Jones just came up, checks body cam, I say, yeah, it's running. He goes, okay, RP's taken the body cam. I can then upload the clip of what happened, send it to him, and he's RP'd taken the body cam from my body, basically.
Yeah, so
please remember that if criminals are RPing that they smash a body cam, then we need to
can't use it.
know that's the case. Yeah.
They either smash it, they destroy it, or they just take it completely. You can't use it.
Yeah. And if we find out that you are using that information, regardless of them taking it, if that's found out, then I will not be happy.
That would be a government issue.
That would be a government issue,
yeah. Spotlight to work in helis. I know there's a function for that, but I don't know if it works. Wellesley?
It's the model. I've literally just added a new model for it. So.
Fair enough. There you go. So that's sort of getting sorted. Tweak to RPU unit cars, individual behavior roads. Currently, yeah. So all the vehicles have the same behavior. Wellesley, that's another you question.
That's
they don't. They don't.
They don't.
It is the same.
I saw the tests that were run. That's only based on speed. Obviously, RPU, it's not all about speed. You've got, I think, Konzi,
you've got the better turning and stuff.
You've got you've got the handling, the weight stuff. It's not just all about speed. Obviously, RPU is about speed sometimes, but it's just you can't say all the RPU cars are the same because they're not, because they've got different handling and stuff like that.
Can I watch that on stream or not?
If you have literally told you to stream it, you can.
Right,
yeah, you can.
Alright, give me a sec. Watch it in a minute.
Yeah, you haven't got to put the sound on. It's nothing.
Oh, okay.
I need to jump out into a GovSit.
No worries, cheers. Smith, a while ago you were working on something like this. What was that?
Which one's this?
This is the patrol. Oh, fuck. I keep forgetting it's not on the wrong screen. Sorry.
Patrol areas.
Patrol areas.
Yeah, I made a map for it. I'll go find it. Basically, it worked off like having 2 units, and you basically work away from the center of the city based on how many units you have.
So the only issue with patrol unit is obviously officers on duty at the time. I think we did work out a way where like it's like you start off in the city and then as more officers come on, they expand out, don't they? I think that's how we were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like coloured zones.
So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's all the suggestions now. If there's anything else anybody wants to just suggest, stick it in there quickly. While people are sticking stuff in there, we'll watch. Does the sound need to be on? Did you say no?
No, it's just the way the system.
Alright.
Hello guys, it's your boy Redworm, and
Why is this so bad?
another script release video.
Oh, no.
This is going to be the heli pre-flight script. I'll just do a little showcase here.
Just go forward a bit. No, we're going to actually get in the helicopter.
Go ahead and
back a bit more.
Come on, and the RPM
back.
slowly turns from yellow to helicopter here, and it'll kind of explain itself.
Nope, I'm good.
It starts slowly.
No, you joke. Chill out. I'm joking.
We'll
Basically, it's like a realistic startup thing.
Oh yeah, I think this was Cross actually. He I think it was you, Cross. He was actually doing like /V check and does like actual helicopter checks to make sure it was like the RPM and that was right and stuff.
Yeah, like I can set it to how long it takes to actually be able to use it.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay, who wants to give me 25 quid for it?
I mean,
I look at it. I look at it.
Which it is at now, and now it's gonna allow you to take off. So it takes about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's cool. I like that idea. Oh, I didn't see that bit. Whoops. Alright, so there's been no more suggestions put in, so we'll go down the list, make sure nobody's got questions or anything. Crazy Scotsman. Don't think he knows I'm talking to him. Joe? Maybe not. Okay.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
There we go. Alright. Smith?
Nope.
Avionics?
Nope.
Jones? No. Chen? Clemens, sorry. Fuck me. Oops. Sorry. I don't think he's going to want to mute now. Clemens?
They're the same person.
It's not. Shut up.
Hmm.
Okay, he's not talking. Scott?
Yeah, I do have a question about uniforms.
Yep.
So those are just the baseline, like frontline policing uniforms, correct? Because with RPU, we have our own set uniforms.
Yeah, so as long as you're wearing that colour shirt, with RPU, I think you must wear the high-vis one, personally. Just because you're dealing with more road incidents and you're going to be stood in the road more than what normal officers should be. So my personal opinion, all RPU officers should be wearing the high-vis vest. But that I'll leave to you. If you, sorry, not Scott. That I'll leave to Jones to decide.
Jones is head CID, not RPU.
Who's RPU? Who got RPU?
Yeah, Scott.
That's
oh,
me.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Scott. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I'll leave that to you to decide. But my personal opinion, they should be wearing the high-vis vests.
Yeah, I'm keeping the high-vis vests in use. Yeah.
All right. Is that it? Everything?
Yep.
Yep. Creed?
Demote Sanders. Nope. Sorry, nothing.
Good plan. Good
Scumbags.
So
Cause...
this does require more improvement.
Wow. Cause. Fucking upset me now, you pricks. Sorry. Cause isn't talking. Cross?
Nothing from me.
No. Jake?
Got two things, and one's kind of not a question, but I don't know what to say. The first thing is, when it's robbing and they say, like, you know, no ramming, or if they ram an officer, can you use any pit maneuver tactics?
Not as a FLP officer, no. So you won't be trained to deal with them situations. You shouldn't be taking primary pursuit anyways. Understandable, at the minute RPU aren't that active, but hopefully they are going to get better. So with that, if they're ramming you and causing threat to your life, you should try and get as much information as you can on that vehicle, such as license plates, and then search the license plate to get the name, and then we can issue a warrant, and that can be dealt with by CID. And then back off of that pursuit, because that's too dangerous for you.
Perfect. And the second thing is, earlier, there was me and I think 2 Charlie Whiskey units on, and there was an officer in the motorbike gear, but I don't think the 2 other officers on were sort of motorbike police. So I don't know if all
so
officers are aware of the vehicles they're allowed to use and what they're allowed to wear?
what? So they were in the police
That sounds
motorbike
like-
uniform.
No,
Yeah,
Sorry, are you
No.
on about? Were you on about CID or the undercover motorbike or the?
No, it was a marked officer on a marked bike. But they weren't speaking back, and I don't know whether they was just not in radio, or if the officer wasn't aware that they wasn't in the correct uniform. Which is not a problem as such. I just don't want them to get in trouble, sort of thing. So I just like don't know if they're all aware of what they're actually allowed to wear and what vehicles they're allowed to use.
I mean, this document, all the vehicles you're right. So this document states the uniform you are allowed to use, for FLP reasons. Obviously, if it's an RPU issue, we can try and look into that. For vehicles, that is stated in the cars #cars section. What vehicles you're allowed to use.
Because I just don't know if someone from either read it or.
If you can, try and let us know who's doing it, because we'll have a word with them. They won't be told off. They'll be made aware, and
yeah.
Obviously, if it's a repeat offence, then that's when we'll probably take more action.
Okay, perfect. That is all I had to say.
Right. Give me a second. I'll have a look at that in a second. Right. Clarkson?
Nope, nothing at all.
Smith? PC Smith?
This ain't really a serious question, but I've been asking for training for about 3 days now.
For your taser, yeah. Is anyone in the city at the minute?
It's just that I want to get it done because I won't be active for the next couple days, and then I don't want to leave it because I'll probably forget.
What time is it? I'll jump in just after this meeting. I'll come and do it. Anyway, that goes for anyone else. If you need your taser training, join the server.
Can I come?
Yeah.
Fuck.
You need retrained. Student Constable
That's
Barry?
Yeah, so let's say that someone has like a gun to my head or something, and obviously I've got my hands up. Is it unrealistic for me to push a panic button?
I do it.
As long as they haven't like instructed you not to press your panic, because they would not. I think criminals know where your panic will be, because it is just located on your radio. So
Yeah,
if say you are it, I would say in real life, what officer would do, they'll go to put their hands up, and as they're lifting the hands, the radio tends to be on the shoulder, so they'll probably just press the panic as they raise
Sorry,
their
that's the
hands.
thing. Are criminals? I know some people just take panic buttons. Are they allowed to do that?
I mean,
They
it's
take
just
it?
the same as taking your radio, but
Yeah.
because the panic button is located on the radio, I
Because
believe.
I'd say unless they've taken your panic button or shit like that, then don't press it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. And Commander Smith?
No, I'm fine.
No. Hunter, I seen you joined late. Have you got anything?
No, mate.
No. Chen, you got anything?
Nothing at all, mate.
I think that's everybody. So, yeah, everybody is free to go. Hang on, I'll just read these messages. Don't have permission to speak.
Do not read mine on screen. Do not read mine on screen.
I won't. I've already read yours. I'll watch that in a minute. It was somebody else's. He doesn't have permission to speak apparently. I'm assuming it's because of this role. Alright, try now, Clemens.
Oh, don't need to speak anyway.
Clemens, try now. You need to mute your mic. There we go.
There we go. I was just gonna ask if I could speak to you and the rest of the Gold Command if available after this.
Yes.
Yeah, can do.
Alright, thank
Just
you.
wait in this face, my dog.
Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, everybody else is free to go now. Thanks.
That role shouldn't mute people.
I think, well, from looking
I
at
made it. It doesn't.
He was server muted. I checked.
Oh, was
No.
he?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alright, okay. Yeah, everybody's free to go. Thanks for attending.
Cross, I need to speak to you after. Speak to Clemens as well. I'll drag you whenever.
Okay.